Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute bat cupcake topper for Halloween. Okay, let's begin. So firstly I cut out a disc of white modelling paste and left it overnight to air dry. So the next day I coloured some modelling paste grey with some graphite sugar flare food colouring paste. And you can see here that I've got two small balls of the grey modelling paste, one a little bit smaller than the other. So I've just picked up the smaller one and I've just rolled it into a little bit of a tube and then making it narrower at one end and just flattening it slightly. So this is the bat's body. I'm just going to use a bit of clear alcohol to stick that onto the white disc. And you can see the narrower end is obviously where the neck's going to be. I'm just going to flatten the top so there's room for the head. Okay, so now I'm going to do the head and I'm just going to make that pliable again as I've left it for a little while. I'm just going to roll that into a ball and then I'm just going to use my finger just to flatten the top part where the eyes will go. So I've made it a little bit more squarer at the sides there and I'm just going to stick that into position. And I'm just going to show you that it's a little bit shallower at the top there where the eyes will go. And I'm just going to use the smaller end of my bone tool just to create two little eye sockets there. And I'm just going to pinch up with my finger and thumb just to make a point where the nose will go. And make it flatter where the mouth will go underneath. Okay, so now I've got my Dresden tool and I'm just going to push the wider end in just to make a little mouth there. And I'm just going to use the other end just to widen the mouth. Okay, so now I'm just going to use my bone tool just to make a bit more of an emphasis where the nose will going to be. And I'm just going to use my finger just to smooth that off. I'll just bring the paste up a little bit, just make more of a protruding bit for the nose and just shaping around the mouth area. Okay, so I've just got a little bit of black modelling paste which I'm just going to pop into the mouth and then secure with the ball tool. There we go. And I've got a tiny piece of pink modelling paste which I've formed into like a little triangle shape for the tongue. Just going to pop that in there. I'm just going to use my Dresden tool just to secure and then turn it over just to create a little indent there in the tongue, and then again the other end just to press down at the back just to get that look like it's coming from the back of the throat. So now I'm just using my bone tool just to create a little chin there, and then I'm just going to smooth it off with my finger. Okay, so now I've got two small balls of white modelling paste. I'm just going to pop in for the eyes. And I'm just going to use the smaller end of my ball tool just to create two little holes in there. And I've got two small balls of blue modelling paste which I'm just going to pop in those holes we just made. And I'm going to secure with the ball tool. So now I'm just using the smaller end of my Dresden tool to make two little holes in the blue that we just popped in, and then I'm just going to stick in two small black sugar pearls and secure them with the ball tool. So I'm using clear alcohol as a glue, but you can always use an edible glue if you prefer. Okay, so now I'm rolling out some pink and grey modelling paste, and I've got my heart plunger cutters. I've got the bigger one which I'm going to use to cut out the grey, and then the smaller one for the pink. And what we're making here are the bat's ears. Okay, so I'm just going to stick the pink hearts onto the grey. And just so you know, everything that I use in this tutorial will be listed in the description. So make sure they're nice and secure. And then I'm going to pinch where it would be the top of the heart together, and that will give you that nice little curve effect for an ear. Hope you can see that there. and then I'm just going to stick those into position. Okay, so now I'm going to make the bat's wings by cutting out a small circle of grey modelling paste, which I'm going to cut in half. Just going to bring the bat over, and I'm going to check these for size. I don't want the wings to hang over the edge of the disc, so I'm going to cut off part of the wing, and then that'll go alongside the body of the bat, as you can see. Okay, to make sure they're going to be roughly the same size, I'm just going to pop that on top of the other half and just trim that there. And now I'm just using a piping nozzle, just a round piping nozzle, just to go along and just cut some little like semicircles out of the bottom of the bat's wings. Okay, now I'm just going to use my Dresden tool just to draw some little lines, some little curved lines in the wings. Okay, and now the other one. Now doing this does pull the paste slightly, so it makes it a little bit longer, so afterwards I do need to trim it again so the wings aren't hanging over the disc. So I'm just going to stick those into position. Okay, so now I'm going to make the feet, and I've got like 2 Tic Tacs shaped pieces of grey modelling paste. I'm just going to flatten them. Now I'm just going to use my knife tool just to create some indents where the toes will be. So they're a little bit thinner at one end. And I'm just going to stick them into position at a little bit of an angle. Okay, so I've got to do the teeth now, and I'm just making some little holes in the top there with my Dresden tool, and you can see I've got some really tiny balls of white modelling paste which I'm just going to stick into those little holes. Then I'm just going to use a couple of tools, my knife tool and my blade tool, just to make a little bit of a point there at the end of the teeth. Okay, so now I've just got a little tiny Tic Tac shaped piece of pink modelling paste to pop on there for the nose. And I'm just going to use my needle tool just to create 2 little holes in the nose. Okay, so now I'm going to make the eyelids, and I've got my open round piping nozzle again. I'm just going to cut out a small circle and then cut that kind of 2/3 of the way down. And then I'm just going to do that again. Okay, I'm going to stick those into position now, just above the eyes, or kind of just slightly going over the eyes at the top there. Okay, I'm just going to shape them slightly just to make sure they're where I want them to be. Okay, now I'm just going to do some eyelashes by rolling out a piece of black modelling paste very finely, and I'm going to have the 2 ends where they've tapered, so I'm just going to trim those off. I want them to be the same length, and then I'm just going to stick those into position underneath the eyelids, so the tapered end is outwards, so then I can flick them up to give her some nice eyelashes. So I'm just going to shape that with my brush. and give a little flick at the end there. Okay, so now I'm just going to do a little bit of fur at the top of the head, and I'm just going to roll out some tear-shaped pieces of grey modelling paste. Just going to stick them into position. And then I'm going to secure and texture them with my blade tool. Okay, so now I'm just adding 2 tiny balls of white modelling paste to about 11 o'clock on the eyes, just to give a little highlight there. Okay, so now I've rolled out some bright pink modelling paste and we're making the bow. I'm just cutting out a small strip for the tail of the bow. To check that for width, and now I'm going to shorten that. And now I'm just going to cut out a little V at the bottom there. So I decided mine was too long, so I just trimmed that a little bit more. And I'm just going to stick that into position to the side of the neck. And then I'm just going to use my brush to secure and then just shape it slightly, just so they're kind of sticking up a little bit. Okay, so now I've got 2 balls of pink modelling paste and a smaller ball. So the 2 big ones I'm just shaping into little triangle shapes, flat triangle shapes, and I'm just going to use my Dresden tool just to create a little bit of an indent there. So you want the smaller end towards the point of the triangle, so that's going to give you a smaller bit of a crease there, and it gets wider as it goes up. Just pinch them together and then stick them into position. And lastly, just stick a little ball of pink modelling paste in the middle for the knot. And there we go. So now I'm just rolling out a piece of pink modelling paste to be the bow that goes around the neck, just checking that for the length. I'm going to trim it, stick it into position, and then use my Dresden tools to secure it and to flatten it slightly. Okay, so lastly I've got 2 small balls of pink modelling paste which I'm flattening, and I'm just going to stick them onto the bottom of the feet. Okay, and that is your bat cupcake topper made. I really hope that you liked this tutorial. Please don't forget to check out my other ones. Please comment, like and subscribe for more, and hit that notification bell. It really does help my channel. Thanks for watching.